Today's NFL Daily video is sponsored by RexMD. Go to rexmd.com/chat for 95% off generic Viagra or Cialis today. All right, now let's get into today's video. And on today's show, I'm going to be breaking down some of the biggest overreactions that I have seen on NFL Twitter here over the last 24 hours, reacting to the events of NFL Week 6. Of course, we do have Monday Night Football tonight, so it's not completely over yet, but I wanted to address these overreactions here. And speaking of that Monday night matchup tonight between the Dallas Cowboys and the Los Angeles Chargers, let me know who you think's going to win that matchup tonight. Type DAL if you think Dallas comes out on top, or you think the Chargers and Kellen Moore get some revenge against his former team tonight. Type LAC down there in the comments section. For me, I'm going to go with Kellen Moore getting some revenge against his former team tonight. I think Justin Herbert is going to do a really nice job against that impressive Dallas Cowboys defense. And I think Dak Prescott might throw a couple of interceptions tonight. I guess we'll have to see how things go. All right, let's get into these overreactions today. Number one, the Jets and the Browns are now legit after beating the undefeated 49ers and Eagles, respectively. Now, for me, I say this is an overreaction, okay? You look at these two teams right now, the Jets and the Cleveland Browns. I think they're very similar teams, actually. They both have really, really good defenses. I think Cleveland's defense might be probably the best defense in the league. The Jets are not far behind them. These might be the two top defenses in the league right now. However, you look at the offenses, right? P.J. Walker didn't play all that great. He didn't play terribly by any stretch of the imagination, but Deshaun Watson hasn't been playing great this year for Cleveland. Nick Chubb has a serious knee injury. And right now the quarterback play, in my opinion, doesn't really make Cleveland a legitimate threat in a loaded AFC conference. And then speaking of the loaded AFC conference here, let's talk about the New York Jets, who of course have a great defense, right? And they really did a great job against the Philadelphia Eagles here in Week 6, despite being down a bunch of corners, including their star, Sauce Gardner. But man, Robert Saleh, their head coach, and Jeff Ulbrich, they're the defensive coordinator, he has these guys rolling right now. Quinnen Williams is a legitimate game wrecker there in the middle of the defensive line. Really great defense, but Zach Wilson kind of stinks, all right? Let's just acknowledge the reality. He's fine, I guess, as a backup, but man, he's not somebody that's going to win you a Super Bowl. Right now, if you're a Jets fan, you are praying to God that Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to come back from that Achilles injury. He was already on the sideline throwing footballs, so it seems like the recovery is going really well for the 39-year-old quarterback. So I guess we'll see if Aaron Rodgers will come back. But right now, I would say in those games, it was more San Francisco and the Philadelphia Eagles losing those games than the Browns and Jets really earning those victories, right? San Francisco had multiple injuries, all this different stuff. Philly, same, not as much injuries, but Jalen Hurts just didn't play his best game. Those things happen. And plus, they're on the road in a very hostile environment there at MetLife Stadium. So I'm not worried about San Francisco. I'm not worried about Philly. And I'm not considering the Jets and Browns as legitimate threats in the AFC moving forward. Now, next up here, I got more Week 6 overreactions to go over with you guys here today. But first, I want to tell you about today's sponsor, RexMD. And fellas, do you sometimes lack confidence in the bedroom? Do you wish you could have a more fulfilling sex life? Well, you're not alone in that. That's why we're excited to tell you about today's sponsor, RexMD, the online source for men's wellness. RexMD offers an easy and discreet way to get the medication you need for ED without having to visit a doctor's office. With just a few clicks, you can have your medication delivered straight to your door and at a fraction of the cost of traditional pharmacies. RexMD's team of licensed physicians will work with you to find the right treatment plan, and all their medication is made right here in the United States of America, so you can trust its quality. Plus, their customer support team is available 24/7 to answer any questions or concerns you may have. So if you're ready to take control of your sex life and say goodbye to ED, head on over to rexmd.com/chat and start your consultation today. Take advantage of the best deal they've ever offered and get up to 95% off RexMD plus a free gift with our exclusive link, rexmd.com/chat. Go to rexmd.com/chat for this limited time deal. Starter packs of generic Viagra or Cialis are now available for our listeners to get started. That's rexmd.com/chat for up to 95% off. Again, that's rexmd.com/chat for up to 95% off today. All right, now, overreaction number 2. The Cincinnati Bengals are officially back after 2 straight wins in weeks 5 and 6. Now, I'll say this one's a slight overreaction. I think the Bengals could absolutely get to a place this year where they're once again considered one of the top flight teams in the National Football League. But right now, after these last 2 weeks, I know they've won 2 straight games, but I still have my concerns about this team moving forward. Take a look at their schedule so far. You lost to the Browns in week 1 and again to the Ravens. Didn't start off all that well. You did get a win against the Rams on Monday Night Football, but then you take another loss to the Titans that aren't looking that good. And these last 2 weeks, you do get victories. The Cardinals game, of course, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase absolutely went off, but it was against the Cardinals. We all know that's not a really good roster. And then just this past week here against the Seahawks, I think that game was more on the defense getting the victory. They only had to score 17 points to win that football game. So overall, I'm not all the way sold on Cincinnati being back in the title conversation, but I do think they can get back there. They definitely have the talent to do it. Just 2 years ago, this team was a drive away from winning the freaking Super Bowl, and Joe Burrow is only more experienced from that point, right? So I think Joe Burrow, once he gets more healthy as the season goes on, I think there's a legitimate chance he could get this team back in title contention, but I'm not sure I'm all the way sold yet that they're once again one of the top teams in the NFL. But let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. Will the Cincinnati Bengals be a title contender by the end of the 2023 season? Give me a yes or give me a no. Let me know how you're feeling about the Bengals down there in the comments. Third overreaction today. Now sitting at 3-3, the Las Vegas Raiders are among the most underrated teams in the National Football League. And I don't agree with that whatsoever. This is a complete overreaction. I don't think that the Raiders are underrated whatsoever. I think that they're perfectly rated by the NFL community at large because this team is not good, all right? You look at their schedule here, it's been pretty darn easy, especially the games that they've been able to win. You beat the Broncos by 1 freaking point. The Broncos suck, man, okay? If you're only beating them by 1 point, you're on their same level. You're not a good football team. You get absolutely trounced by the Bills in week 2. You lose to the Steelers and their stinky offense there in week 3. Week 4 against the Chargers, once again another loss. And then the Packers and Patriots last 2 weeks. Yes, you've been able to get away with victories there, but I'm not a big believer in the Green Bay Packers. I don't think Jordan Love is that guy. And then the New England Patriots, I mean, they have arguably, not arguably. They have the worst offense in the National Football League right now, okay? And you give up 17 points. You beat them by 4. Congratulations, all right? You beat arguably 3 of some of the worst teams in the National Football League here over the first 6 weeks. Congratulations to you. I'm just not sure you're going to get any more or many more W's here as the season continues on. Make sure you like today's video here real quick. I still got one more overreaction to share with you guys here. But if you click that thumbs up icon, it tells the YouTube algorithm to push our videos out to more NFL fans like yourselves. So if you want to be generous today and help us out here at Chat Sports, go ahead, click that thumbs up icon right now. All right, now overreaction number 4. This is our last one of the day. The New York Giants are starting to turn a corner after going toe-to-toe with the Buffalo Bills. Now, of course, last night, it goes right down to the wire, literally right down to the last play. The Giants have an opportunity to win the game late, and they're not able to do it. Final score 14-9. And, there's some people out there that are like, man, Bobby Okereke played great last night. The defense really showed up. This Giants team is starting to turn a corner. Tyrod Taylor looked pretty darn good, at least better than Daniel Jones. But guess what, man? This one's an overreaction as well, man. I really do think last night was more bad Bills football than it was the Giants doing good things. Now, the exception to that, I'd say, is Bobby Okereke, who was legitimately great last night. He was all over the place, making plays both as a pass defender and a run defender. So he looks like a legitimate number 1 linebacker there in New York. But overall, man, this offensive line is still the worst in football. The quarterback play is still a replacement level at best. They still don't have great weapons on the perimeter. Saquon Barkley's fine, but he's still dealing with injuries. If you look at the complete picture of this season, this defense has not been able to stop many people. And when they have, it's because the opposing offense is playing bad football as opposed to the Giants playing good football. So right now, I consider the Giants as one of the worst teams in the National Football League. But let me know what you guys think about the Giants down there down in the comment section. Are the New York Giants the worst team in the National Football League right now. Type G if you think it's the Giants, or if you think it's some other team, type O, and then also let me know what you think of the worst team in the NFL is down there in the comment section. That'll be it for me today, guys. Really do appreciate all of your support. My name's Jack Sperry. I'm a NFL analyst here at Chat Sports. If you want to check me out on Twitter, you can check me out at Jack_Sperry on Twitter or X, whatever you guys want to call it. And then also don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more NFL news and rumors content, especially as we're getting close to the NFL trade deadline here. So once again, guys, that'll be it for me today. I'll see you guys later. Peace.